Hey guys, do you want some extras? Cause I sure do. Hey, what's up ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sylvester the Cat here, and I'm back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Mario Party 2 for the Nintendo 64. So yesterday, we have managed to play through a bit on the forms of the minigame stadium, specifically in the trial board in the whole entire stadium itself, and all in all, we did have a really good time. And ironically enough, it's the fact that we've never actually come across into Bowser's Big Blast for such a very long time, surprisingly, despite with the Day at the Races minigame. So, with that all being said though, it's the fact that we're going to be getting things started for today's video is the fact that we're going to be showing off some extra bits. Such as, for instance, this coin box, which it actually tells you the forms of how much coins you have collected throughout the whole entire file on your cartridge, or on the Wii system memory, or in this case the Wii U data, save data. And it seems kind of pointless now, because even then, as you can tell, I've basically unlocked everything. So, in this particular records bottle, it actually tells you some of those minigames that you've already got yourself some new records of. So, for instance, some regular minigames, as well as from that, there's also the Driver's Edge records, which I'll show that minigame off once we're able to actually showcase off some of these minigames that we have not even played yet. So, but either way though, I have no idea why I just pressed the A button by complete accident, but either way though, that's not the reason why we're going to be showing those two off, because as I said this before, we're going to be heading on to the minigame park to able to show you guys one of those minigames that we have not played yet for the majority of the playthrough. And as you can see, sometimes this particular Toad can sometimes manage to trip up at points, and then because of that though, something's worth noting for. Let's go for Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Yoshi, in this case the usual four. And yeah, as I said this before, there was the super hard mode, but I'm probably not going to go for super hard mode honestly, because it just feels like completely destroyed if I manage to actually choose that difficulty level. So for now, I'm gonna set them on hard mode, just for feel liking it. So of course we've already played through all 4-player minigames, and we've played every single 1 versus 3 minigames, and also we've managed to play every single battle minigames, as well as the item minigames for sure, even though despite I actually haven't played some of them, but we did see them in action. So, one of those minigames in 2 versus 2 minigames we have not played yet is of course Bobsled Run, even though I really wish I were able to show that off during the minigame stadium, but of course it's all predetermined by random. So, anyways, it's a super long bobsled run. Keep pressing the A button until you jump in the sled. And this is specifically another Mario Party 1 minigame returning to this game. And it works in pretty much the same fashion. Like, you still have to start things off with just pressing the A button rapidly quite a few times until you're able to hop onto the sled itself. And I will have to admit though right away is the fact that I actually like this variation of Bobsled Run compared to the ones in Mario Party 1. Although I'm not a big fan of the actual speed boosters, like they just all stick out and you have to specifically obtain them if you somehow manage to touch them. And plus, if you couldn't tell, is the fact that, unlike the original Mario Party, this particular variation of Bobsled Run is actually a lot longer. And also because the reason why I prefer this variation of Bobsled Run compared to Mario Party 1 is that you have yourselves a penguin sled, and that's awesome. And also there's going to be some split up paths that you can choose either left or right on this particular section right here. So I'm guessing that's actually a pretty cool idea to actually make not only super unique and everything, but it's also the fact that it just makes everything else a little bit more longer in comparison to Mario Party 1 counterparts. So, and I think fundamentally speaking though is the fact that this might actually be the only minigame that we'd like to show off in a minigame park. Although mind you, there's still some dual minigames that we haven't shown yet, which there are 2 of them actually, so even then though one of them involves around in Pirate Land as well as Western Land, and hopefully relatively speaking we'll get to those on the minigame stadium. And as you can see, another new record. That's pretty cool though, even though especially noticeable that I would have wished if I was able to get that, you know, that boost pad from since the middle portion of the track, but Beggar cells can be choosers, I suppose. But anyways, that's that. And since how the fact that we've now actually played every single minigame at this point, we can now move on to the duel minigames now. And to able to play duel minigames in this game, be sure to select the duel mode in Minigame Stadium. Although, battle mode is pretty much exactly like the duel mode, except the fact that you actually have yourselves a one-on-one minigame confrontation or something. So, anyways, let's go for Mario again, and Luigi as the opponent, and let's go for Luigi on hard mode, just because, well, since we've already played every single board of the game so far, so even then though there's not much else to it, so... Excuse me, I'm really sorry about the actual awkward quietness for this point, folks, especially how disgusting belching can be. Oh, okay, I'm also able to go for a 3-win match. Anyways, so those two are Saber Slashers, which is one of those minigames that we have not played yet. And this takes place in Pirate Land. So this is a fencing duel. Press the A, B, and Z buttons in the order shown on the screen. The first player to press them in order is the victor. If you mistake the order, you must start over. Swipe surely, but swifty. So yeah, you have to press like 5 buttons in one particular sequence. But again, if you mess it up, then basically you have to restart the entire button sequence again. So yeah, that was the forms of Saber Slashers, or Saber Swipes, as apparently it gets like some sort of a confusion name for that minigame, but oh well. And the last one here is Quick Draw Crocs, or Crocs, as far as I meant to say. And this takes place in Western Land, so this is a pop gun duel. Goomba will count down and press the A button as soon as Goomba says go. The fastest draw will be declared the winner. Oh boy. Doing this on hard mode can get a little bit tricky, but I can see... No! I pressed the A button! Gosh darn it. Oh well. I'll have to show this off, just in case if I was able to show you guys the rest of these minigames they have not seen yet. So, I'm gonna have to reset my N64, so I'll be right back. Alright, I've managed to reset my N64 console up, so that way we can able to get out of this particular thing itself quickly. So, the next thing, and possibly the last thing we can show off for the sake of this particular video, before we move on to tomorrow for the sake of time, this is where you're able to meet up with Woody, as you can see right here, and basically this is where you're able to buy minigames from. And as you can see on screen, since we've actually purchased every single of those minigames on my actual file on the N64 cartridge version, you've noticed that particular familiar pear shaped over there. This is because if you're managed able to purchase every single of those minigames, this means includes 4-player minigames, 2 vs 2 minigames, 1 vs 3 minigames, battle minigames, and especially noticeable with the item minigames for sure, you would be able to actually access this special minigame called Driver Z. I really love how the fact that once you enter in the minigame, you get yourselves almost like a rainbow tunnel, which I think is actually pretty cool. And from the start though, is the fact that you actually have yourselves 5 different courses in Driver Z. For this point, I might as well show off one course as for this point, just because I just feel like showing this off. Drive through the cones in the order written on the balloons. Try to finish in the fastest time possible. And basically, controls-wise, it plays out exactly like how it did on the forms of Bumper Balloon cars, as well as Magna Carta, except the fact that we need to drive for those particular cones. So, think of like a driving test or something, except, well, obviously it's a party game, so... And this kind of reminds me of something related to the Bumper Ball Maze from the original Mario Party 1, except the fact that obviously this usually takes place in the forms of the driving session, whilst compared to the ones in Bumper Ball Maze, you have to figure out the actual maze while just trying to balance out the ball and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's the only thing you can get, especially noticeable if you really want to 100% everything in the game. Although I would like to originally try to show off all 5 tracks on the whole entire Driver Z minigame, but I think I'll probably should stuck with Actually, no matter what though, I think I should probably do one more course as it is, and because, since I actually achieved my new record on the first track on Driver's Ed, so I think we'll be able to briefly show off course number 2, and if I somehow failed on this, I'll be like, nah, it doesn't matter. Because obviously until tomorrow, or anything else like that, we're gonna be focusing on the true final thing of this entire Let's Play itself, which is of course the minigame stadium, or minigame coaster. And wish me luck for this point, folks, because nonetheless though, I'll probably discuss more about that until whenever we get into that, so... And this is where it gets a little bit tricky in terms of later courses in this particular minigame, because there are a few times though you have to figure out the controls sometimes, as well as the actual, the cones placement on it sometimes. And I think if you manage to drive into the wrong number cone, this will actually happen. So you get yourselves missed, and because of that though, yeah, you weren't able to fail on that. So... yeah, that's about it in terms of Driver's Ed. It's actually a nice little special minigame if you have some bit of your own time and stuff like that. So, but either way though, that's actually a nice reward if you manage to 100% everything in the game. So, anyways, we got the endings off at this point right here. I know this video is kind of short, and plus it's a little bit quicker too. So, even then though, join me next time on Let's Play Mario Party 2. It's the fact that we're going to be hit on to the hardest challenge in the whole entire game. Minigame Coaster. You want to know what this mode is all about? It's basically Minigame Island for Mario Party 1, except it's a lot harder compared to the forms of Mario Party 1. And again, wish me luck until tomorrow. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later, fellas. Oh god.